वेलकम बैक नाजरीन। हम बात कर रहे हैं विद ईवी फ्रॉम द ब्रांड A-Slam। अगर आपने A-Slam के बारे में अभी तक नहीं सुना है तो भाई फिक्र मत करिए, जल्दी आप सुनने वाले हैं बिकॉज दे आर गोइंग ऑल काइंड्स ऑफ प्लेसेस। भाई जूनो नॉमिनेशन हो गया, भाई इतनी प्यारी वीडियो प्रीमियर हुई है। ही इज ओपन फॉर सम ऑफ द बिगेस्ट आर्टिस्ट्स यू कैन थिंक ऑफ। उसके बारे में भी बहुत सारी बातें करनी है। बिफोर दैट आई वांट टू टॉक अबाउट द म्यूजिक वीडियो बैक डाउन। Huge fan of it. I think the moment I saw it, I remember sort of contacting my director and telling him, you know what, we've got to get this guy in. It's an amazing track. We've heard it on all kinds of radio stations as well. Where did that sort of track come from?
Okay, the original version of that song, which will be on the album, is a slower version of it.
Okay.
And it was kind of like a club party jam.
Right.
And I'm really bad at writing those kinds of songs.
Right. Because they don't require a lot of sort of depth, to be very honest.
Yeah, but they still take a lot of talent to
Yes.
be able to sing something that someone will sing back right away.
Yes.
It's not easy. So I tried to write that, couldn't write that so well, and then I was kind of at this point of my career where I really wanted, I just was really kind of getting stuck, and I just talking to all my friends, everyone kind of has a challenge that they're going through, and especially with South Asians, like we talked about, letting your family go into what you really want to do.
Yes.
Is one big thing, and there's other examples of that. So this was just like my kind of like anthem for wanting to go into music,
Right.
and other people wanting to get into what they wanted to do.
Yeah.
And then the version that you heard in the video, then we needed something that would be good in the clubs now.
Yes.
That's modern. And Exquisite is another person who's in A-Slam, and he's a music producer.
Right.
And he sped it up, and you can hear his influences are very electro and Dutch, and he just smashed out that like crazy wicked beat. And this is unbelievable. And it was like, ended up better than the original.
Wow.
And we're like, okay, well, this is the video now. And so that's how it happened. It was a slower song to be very meaningful. And then he remixed it and sped it up to make it a meaningful club
And I think this is what happens when you have multiple producers in a
exactly.
group, right? The production quality on the track is phenomenal. I love it. The music video itself, now that's a different game altogether.
Yeah, exactly.
Tell me about sort of the experience of making that video.
Oh, yeah, wow. So people are about to see it. So it stars Gary Mangat, who's an MMA fighter.
Wow.
And he was on Facebook actually one day, and he messaged me his video, and he was like trying to get into the UFC. And a big part of the UFC is your own branding now. You have to brand yourself. And I was like blown away by what he was doing, and so I messaged him back. I'm like, I have this song, and I'm looking for like a story for the video. What do you think? And I'm like, you could use the video to promote yourself as a brand. We would get a good story. And the guy is amazing. I know he looks super tough and super mean, but he is awesome. He's a wicked guy. So he was right on board. And then I hooked up with Sun Gill, who's a video editor. He was editing club videos, and I'm like, you are too talented. And
too talented.
It was just and he's such another awesome guy to work with.
Yeah.
And so he'd done a DJ promo video for me and killed it. And then this was our big budget kind of video. So between Gary and then Sun, and then obviously you saw the artist in the video. That's kind of how the video came out.
And it premiered at Filmy this year.
And then it premiered at Filmy.
What was the reaction when it came out?
Oh yeah, unbelievable. That was Raul. He programs the music for Filmy, so I have a really good relationship with him, and he got it into Filmy, and God, the crowd was like, who are you guys? Like, where did you guys come from?
That was our reaction to us. A lot of the time we're like, who are these guys? They're good.
It's so hard. We just kill it on the West Coast, but you guys have so much talent in Toronto. It's hard for us to break here.
Right.
It really is. So even the film that aired that night, it was a Vancouver film. So it was like a Vancouver music video and then a Vancouver film, and the crowd was like, where is Vancouver? What are you guys doing in Vancouver? We're like, yeah, we're here. Come
West
down.
Coast is taking over. We're going to talk about the West Coast in just a bit.
Sweet.
But you know, we're itni baatein kar li bhai ye backing down video ke bare mein. So let's go take a look at this video. Bhai, aap jaake dekhiye, phir aake phir baatein karte hain.
I know I could fly, so pull me back down. I know I could try, so pull me back down. I know I could change, so pull me back down. I'll go insane, don't pull me back down. I know I could go, so pull me back down. I know I could go, so pull me back down. I know I could change, so pull me back down. I'll make a change, pull me back down. Back down, back down. I won't back down, back down. Back down, back down. No, I won't back down, back down. I never said it would be easy, never said I'd be somebody, never said it'd be a possibility, but I didn't think I would be bleeding, didn't think I would be feeling like a beat, trying to get that special feeling. And you never know if you will fail, never know if you will bail, never know you're in there as a thief, set to set sail. But can I keep grinding? The West wasn't lying, giving up is way harder than trying. back down. I know I can't back down, back down, back down, back down. Oh no, back down, back down.
I never back down from a challenge, no matter what the odds against me were. Cause I'd rather try and fail than not and wonder. But I would never fail, I would not go under. No wonder they won't go toe to toe with me. I'm no fun to compete against. Won't rest till I defeat the rest. And the people attest that when I step in the building, they say he's the best. Cheers.
दुश्मन आता के सानू दूर दी नट्ठे नी चक देंगे फट्टे सोनिए चक देंगे फट्टे नी
I know what the crowds are coming back down, down. I know what the crowds are coming back down, down. I know what the chains are coming back down, down. Go and sing back down. I know what the girls are coming back down, down. I know what the girls are coming back down, down. I know what the chains are coming back down, down. Make a change back down, back down. No, I can't back down, back down, back down, back down. No, I won't back down, back down.
बंदे नू जान न देइए यारां नू शान न देइए जिन्हां नाल प्यारे साडा उन्हां नू जान न देइए जिन्हां नाल प्यारे साडा उन्हां नू जान न देइए अमन पनेसर अड़िए 12 बोटी रखे नी चक देंगे पट्टे सोनिए चक देंगे पट्टे नी चक देंगे पट्टे सोनिए चक देंगे पट्टे नी
I know what the crowds are coming back down, down. I know what the crowds are coming back down, down. I know what the chains are coming back down, down. Go and sing it, back down. I know what the girls are coming back down, down. I know what the girls are coming back down, down. I know what the chains are coming back down, down. Make a change back down. I know what the crowds are coming back down, down. I know what the crowds are coming back down, down. I know what the chains are coming back down, down. Go and sing back down. I know what the girls are coming back down, down. I know what the girls are coming back down, down. I know what the chains are coming back down, down. Make a change back down.
भाई आपने अभी देखी the video for Back Down from A-Slam. Amazing video. I mean, माशाल्लाह से गाना भी काफी प्यारा था. And that is just the beginning of such a phenomenal career for you. You have toured with some of the biggest South Asian acts in the world, not just in North America.
Yeah.
Raghav to ho gaya, Malkit Singh, who else? Josh, Apache Indian, Fat Joe. What has the experience been like, especially considering the fact that, you know, we're talking in the first half of the interview about you saving up, trying to buy microphones, trying to get into the industry. Now you're touring with these big artists. What does it feel like?
So we've opened for a lot of them, and then we've toured with some. Well, yeah, it's kind of like surreal. I think the best way to explain it is kind of just like an adrenaline rush. It's just like, yeah, it's just like how runners go for runs, how like, yeah, when fighters fight, how, when you have your passion that gets you going, for you it might be being on camera, like that feeling, whatever it is that's your passion, that's what it is for us getting on stage. And the thing with opening for someone like that is because people don't know us yet, we couldn't get, you know, a 4,000 person crowd for us, not yet. So it's nice to open for someone that can, who then those people see you, and long as you are very good, they're gonna respect you just as much, and they're gonna give you that energy back. And so that's the feeling. It's just this kind of like upward, that's the only way to explain it.
And I'm pretty sure you guys are on your way to sort of being sort of the act pretty soon as well. It's going there pretty soon. Of course, then there was the Juno Award. You know, I want to talk about that as well. Again, teamed up with Inez, who you teamed up with for the song that won the International Songwriting Competition. Nominated for the Juno. I mean, this is about as big as it gets in Canada, right? At what point do you feel like I have arrived? You know what? I am here. This could be something for me.
So I think our moment is gonna be next year. So our album comes out in February, and it goes on iTunes.
I've got the album with me right now.
I
feel like
it's not even out yet.
I'm holding something which is like ये कहीं नहीं मिल सकती बस ये नायाब सी चीज मेरे हाथ में है यहाँ पे. There you go. The album's called
it's called Back Down.
It's called Back Down. Okay, and it's got the single on it. I'm assuming. Okay.
So when that goes on iTunes next year, that's when we'll see, like, are the fan base that we have so far, do they really support us? Will they actually purchase the record? And then iTunes sales, I think a lot of people don't know yet, is a lot more than just money to the artist. Like, it's not $1 that goes to the artist. That's true. iTunes is a number of fans that will financially support you. So when someone that can really take us to the next level is interested in us, they're gonna be like, well, are they selling on iTunes? So you can't, iTunes is like CD sales, it's more than just money. It is a measure of how many people will support you financially. So someone that will take you on tour, places you haven't been, that will invest in you, that will take you to another level, wants to know that what you have so far is financially viable.
Right.
And so that's going to be a big thing for us. So next year, February, if that album does really well on iTunes, then I think it will be like these moments of like really cementing us in the music industry are going to start to follow. But that's going to be the first one in the line.
Let's just take a quick moment again. Bhai, please support भाई अपना देसी बच्चा है बहुत प्यारा म्यूजिक बना रहा है. Please back down is the name of the album. Look at the CD. जैसे ही iTunes पे आए, and of course it's going to hit record stores as well. Please grab a copy because I think you know what, it's not the easiest industry to be a part of. ये I think सब जानते हैं. अक्सर हम लोग कहते रहते बातों में, it's not an easy industry to be a part of. But you know, I think for someone who's in the midst of the storm, no one realizes how difficult it is because I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, there's always a level of uncertainty. You never really know if you've ever arrived, right? I mean, you've again, I love the fact that you know you've had such a great response at Filmy. You've toured with and opened for some of the biggest South Asian acts in the country and around the world. Juno nomination, and you still say your big moment is going to come next year. So you never really know for sure. And I think that's why I think it's so important for the community to support the artists before anyone else. What I want to know is, we've spoken about your personal journey, but I mean A-Slam's got a few other members too, right? So take me through the members of A-Slam and tell me how you guys came together as well.
So yeah, because we started off just in hip hop, and it was me with an MC. And then when I started to go a little bit more fusion, I worked with one singer, Gary, who was phenomenal. Right. But he wanted to do more straight Desi music, like straight Punjabi. And so in that time, I was still going around to clubs and stuff. And DJ Reminisce, who's Amin, he was smashing the South Asian club scene in Vancouver. And Della de Dublin, who you might have heard of, their stuff was just coming out and they were killing it. And so we were talking and he's like, what? This is just getting out of control. And we're friends with them. And I've actually been on a couple songs with Sanj from Della de Dublin. Wow. And so me and Aman were talking and we're like, okay. And he's like, I think I should just roll with A-Slam. And so we did our first remix together, which was Nakwe, which was that old Kuldeep Monik song over I Need to Grow Part 2. And Aman really wanted to start singing. So he sang it. I mixed and mastered it, and then we all MC'd on it, and it went like mad. Like it was like it was unbelievable. I think if you look it up on YouTube now, it's got like 2 videos, and each one has passed like 100,000 hits. Wow. And it got like, I don't know, like we were keeping track for a bit, like it hit like 5,000 downloads in like a week or something, and then that was it. We're like, this is done. And so me and Amin were like, yeah, we really need to push this sound. And that's when we started working on a couple more remixes and started working on this album. Exquisite I had met in the hip hop time, and so he was doing beats, I was mixing and mastering, and then we'd work with a couple other producers in the area. And so it was really me, Amin, and then X on the beats. All 3 of us DJ'd. And then recently, we've been working with Shivangi more, and that is because in the South Asian market, it's a Punjabi scene and a Hindi scene. And a lot of people actually mentioned that they hadn't heard a lot of songs that brought the 2 together. And I didn't even think twice about that. Like we had it on songs. And everyone was like, and that became a big pull for people that we were doing English, Punjabi, and Hindi. And so then, so I talked to Shivangi a little bit. I'm like, can I get you on as much as I can? And so it's hard to tour as 3, budget-wise and stuff. But recording-wise, on when we're finishing up the album, I put her on that, and I put her on the remixes that we just put out. And so when we can, we're trying to perform as 3, me, Amin, and Shivangi, so we can do English, Punjabi, and Hindi.
You guys have done quite a few remixes, right? I mean, some major artists as well. You remixed Jay Sean's Ride It. For some reason, when I think of Jay Sean, I think of Down, and so it's always Jay Sean, and that's not a good thing. No, so Jay Sean's Ride It. Now, what other sort of mixes have you guys done?
So that was a big one, and that was with a singer named Suki Walia. And just because Nakwe did so well, it was kind of like, what else? What's another good one? And that was his idea to take Jay Sean's. He did a small version of it and blow it up. But yeah, we've been doing a remix now every week for the last 9 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah. So and that was a lot of producers have done that before albums come out. And you guys know Culture Shock is in Toronto, and they smashed it with their Dub Tuesdays. They did a remix every Tuesday, and so we kind of waited for them to finish, and then we came in and did Explode Your Headphones every Monday. And so it's like Explode Your Headphones every Monday, and every week, like more websites post it, it gets more downloads. And so we did Punjabi MCs, Beware the Boys. That was the first one, and Exquisite turned it into like this techno dirty Dutch track. And PMC, actually Punjabi MC, he tweeted it, and then so I I added him on it, and he retweeted it, and he was like, "Big tune, A-Slam," like, and then it just maxed out on SoundCloud. It was like, "You've reached your max number of downloads." That's it. So that was the first Monday, and then the next Monday we did "Hit the Lights" again with Suki, Jay Sean's track. We did "Give Me Everything" by the Pitbull.
Yeah.
Americano and
that's also Pitbull. Yeah.
Americano is it's a techno track.
I always confuse Americano with Boom Boom. It's the same tune.
It's different, yeah.
I know who you're talking about. Yes.
And so we did Americano, and that one we actually worked with some other people in Vancouver. Raju, Joe Hall, who's a Dolly and a singer, and Nick Chaulia. So it was just every week that just take some of your favorite songs and put them out, and that we did that right now because we know the album's coming out. So let's get out a bunch of remix, build the name, and then release the album next year.
Brilliant. What I want to know is, when you look at all these artists, and I mean, you've mixed so many of them for sort of Explode Your Headphone Mondays, whose career do you envy the most? Is there one artist where you look at it and you go, I want to be where this person is?
So I mentioned Kanye West.
Yes.
Because he was that bedroom music producer who then ended up writing songs and producing, who was like, but I can rap, someone listen. And so he's another one. People would be like, well, you produced a song for Alicia Keys. And he's like, no, this is not my career. I'm not done. Like, this is not going to be the highlight of my career. And so he wanted to keep going until people respected him as an MC. And now look where he is right now. And so Kanye is someone that I look at that, like, me as a team that I hope, like, A-Slam, like me, Amin, Shivangi, X, that people will, like, look at us as, like, they were looking at us as music producers, that then we're like, oh, these guys can actually mix and master and produce music, and like, oh crap, they can write songs, produce songs, tour songs, DJ. They're actually the real deal of everything. So that's true. I really look at Kanye as someone like that. Yeah. That's
amazing. Now, since we're talking about big names, you've like we said, you've opened for so many big acts. I'm just going to ask you a blunt question. Which one was your favorite experience out of all these big names that you've toured or opened for?
So I would say Stereo Nation, which was Taz.
Wow.
Because it was at the Sky Dome, which was huge, which came from Desi Fest, which a fan, Shamsa, saw us, told tons of people, got us on that bill. But the reason that one stood out, because we got to sit with Taz, like before and after, and his manager, and then look where it ended up. We ended up on the album. We did 2 songs on the Twist and Shout album, which went huge, right? So as a full package, beginning to end, that show, and now me and Taz like email each other, and hopefully he will help us with the album release in India. So as a full package, and real deal, sings live, phenomenal. Like Taz, like you guys know him, are like, how many singers have that many generations of fans? Like my mom's a fan, like, do you know what I mean?
I'm a fan.
And then we're fans, so he's already hit 2 generations, and then his songs are like, they still get, his old songs get played, his new songs get played. So Taz, the full package deal was awesome. And then other artists like Malkeet killed it. Just to watch him perform, you would be blown away.
Such powerful vocals, right?
And then we like, Imran from a club perspective, rock shows. Dummy is a super sweet guy. And that's, we got a party with him in London, and then we toured. Like, so like a lot of these artists are the real deal. But just as a full package and the opportunities that came out after the fact, like Taz would probably have been the biggest show.
It's been a pretty sweet journey, sort of partying with some big names for someone that started off with clarinet and alto saxophone. I think that's been quite a good ride for you. What has been the most rewarding experience for you as an artist?
Oh, okay. I'd say I did one song which will be on the online version of the album. It's not on the hard copy, but it's a song about schizophrenia, and it's called "The Quiet Room." And that we already put the video online for that. That song is based on a book called "The Quiet Room," and schizophrenia is one of those things that I don't think a lot of people understand. That it's a mental illness, but how severe it really gets. And that song we hit it right, like we just hit the subject right where it needed to be talked about. And if you read the comments on that video, like, then you're like, wait, like, you're like, this was something that was beyond, it's taken, you know what I mean? It's not even like our song anymore. Like, Kanan talks about Waving Flag, how that's his song that it's like he didn't even write it. Like, it kind of just became other people's war cries and their country songs, and they're like called to peace, like in their own countries. Quiet Room was kind of our song for like people that have dealt with schizophrenia, either have it themselves, have someone in their family that have it. It just like kind of has become a song of its own. So that yeah, that's like, those are those moments that you just like, I'm never gonna stop.
How does that idea come, like sort of talking about schizophrenia?
The book blew me away. The book, so I had learned about schizophrenia in psych, like in an actual psychology class, and I had thought I understood schizophrenia. And then I did a health ethics course where I'd read this book, and then I'm like, I have no idea what schizophrenia was. Because you understand it from, okay, it gives you delusions, these are the kind of medications it can be, it can kick in after this age. That, you understand it from a medical, but do you understand the personal story of someone living with schizophrenia? And I did not until I read that book, which is her account of living with schizophrenia. And so in that class then, I talked with my professor. So as the final project, instead of writing an essay, and it's an amazing program. It's called Dialogue in Vancouver. It's an amazing minor that you can do. And so he's very open to people who do art projects or write books as their final. And so I'm like, why don't I make a song and a video about this book? And he was totally on board. And that's how that came about. And the last MC in the song actually has schizophrenia. So while I was writing it and recording it, his name came out. And so the song is just like,
it's
just like,
it is, that is an amazing story. Evie, I want you to sort of just tell our viewers where they can find all of Islam's music, where they can catch you on Twitter or on Facebook, wherever you are. I want everyone to find out where you are and find your music. And I'll tell them about the album one more time. But before that, all your contact info.
Yeah, no worries. The easiest thing is aslam.com. It's a-slam, like a-slam.com. That's it. And then that website has all of our downloads. And there's links at the top for Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. So it's all there, and we run our own Facebooks. So if you click the Facebook link and you see the Facebook page, that's me and Amin on Facebook, and our Twitter page is from my BlackBerry when I tweet. So no one runs our pages for us. So if you hit a-slam.com, the downloads has all the music, and then the links are right along the top.
Lovely. So there you go. You know, to be honest with you, Evie, I think one of the most heartwarming parts of this interview has been that you are so honest about everything, from the beginning till the peaks, and I'm sure the peaks are yet to come, and just everything about you. There's a lot of honesty, and I think that's a required quality for an MC. I think that if you can't MC from the heart, you probably should not be doing this. So one more time, guys, Back Down. It's the album by Islam. aa raha hai agle saal. Bhai, agar aapko R&B, hip hop, or Bhangra and Latin music pasand hai, ye paper gira hai, main isko gira deta hu. Anyway, fusion music, it's all the influences you want in your music. It's right in here. Am I right in saying that? Please, jab February mein aata hai iTunes pe ya record stores mein, please jaake lijiye. Please, agar aap please zoom in kar le thoda sa yahan pe. There you go. That's the album. ये अभी release भी नहीं हुआ है. मुझे लगता है मुझे ये चुरा लेना चाहिए. I'm going to take this home with me. But definitely check this out and check out their website aslam.com. Great website, great music. Of course, आप एक दफा सुनेंगे तो आप खुद भी कहेंगे कि good music. And of course, Aslam को देखने के बाद आप हमारे साथ भी राब्ता करिए. Our email address info@tv1canada.com. आंटी जी, आप email करने की जरूरत नहीं है. आप मुझे phone ही कर लीजिए 416-703-2182. हमारा website भी देख लीजिए tv1canada.com. And we've got a Facebook page too, facebook.com/MastOne Show. राब्ता रखिए. And of course, हमारी मुलाकात इंशाल्लाह जल्द होगी. Hopefully लीना के साथ इस दफा होगी. So until then, अपना ख्याल रखिएगा. From myself, Wasim Sheikh, I want to say a quick thank you for joining us, Evie. And भाई, thank you. आप भी आए हमारे साथ. From myself, Wasim Sheikh. Allah Hafiz. अपना ख्याल रखिएगा.
दिल पे ढाना यूं सितम हर सू है तू मुझे तेरी आरज़ू दिल पे मेरे राज तेरा क्यों ना एतबार मेरा करे तू नहीं रहा गुजर गया अब रहा न दर्द ना रहा कोई गिला रात थी तेरी तो दिन अब